All right. In this Kickstart sponsor spotlight, I'm joined by John Lucci, who's the founder and president of FTE Factory Advisors. And John, you were a panelist on our panel at Kickstart 2026 just last week, and your angle was really one of the most practical ones, and it was how AI is transforming factory and advising and manufacturing consulting. And
Mhm.
so basically it was like, how did leaders get started with agents and bots without turning everything into some great big science project? So
Right.
uh, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Matt, and thanks for having me as a panelist. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for having me on this recording as well.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. We
Appreciate
want
the
to make sure that
opportunity.
anybody who wasn't there, has something that they can go reference, or anybody that was there, they can go back and reference something that they maybe heard from you, or at least get in touch with you. So
Right.
um, appreciate you doing this. So we'll kind of stick with the whole engage, equip, empower
Okay.
motif that we did at the event, and so let's just start off with, tell me in plain English what FTE Factory Advisors does and who you're best at helping out.
Sure. Yeah. So, as our name implies, Factory Advisors, we're really focused on supporting manufacturing operations kind of inside the four walls. We definitely go upstream and downstream of that, especially when it comes to logistics and that aspect of the business. But our primary offerings are within the four walls of the factory, and anything to do with improving, quality, delivery, safety, productivity, those types of things. So, um, basically, improving your operations, operational excellence transformation, cultural transformation. We do everything from large scale lean transformation across entire enterprise, multi plant enterprise level to one-off triage. Somebody has a throughput issue or a quality issue that they want to try to solve, and they need somebody to help with an acute need. So
Okay,
anything inside the factory walls is kind of where we thrive.
got it. You also do something with AI as well, right?
We do. Well, we've been kind of introduced to AI a few years back and started thinking about how can we help our clients and help them apply AI in the manufacturing environment. And we've taken a bit of a different approach than most. Most people are kind of taking that IoT approach, right? Internet of Things, connected machines, taking all that massive amount of data that comes off of machines and equipment and out of the plant and analyzing that, using it as an analytical tool, running digital twins, running advanced problem solving modes, and getting predictive maintenance and those types of things. And that's really required, and it's a great avenue to go down, but it's heavy capital, and it's usually 18 to 24 months or more to get going. And then what we also find is in a lot of the factories we work in, a lot of their equipment is circa 1975, 1980 or older
A
at
little,
times.
little pre IoT.
Pre-IoT, exactly. And so there's really no sensors on the machine to collect. They're still collecting a lot of their data manually. They have a ton of tribal knowledge on how to keep the equipment up and running. They're running, preventative maintenance, but maybe not predictive maintenance. And what we've taken the approach on is helping them capture kind of the tribal knowledge within their organizations and how they really if I'm a 40-year machine operator, how do I know how to keep that machine running, right? How do I know where that perfect spot to whack it on the side with a hammer and keep it, make it go again, as a fun analogy. And then gathering that tribal knowledge and really building that out so that they have what we call approachable AI as kind of our term for it. And it's very approachable, and it's like having a shop floor subject matter expert at your disposal 24/7. And so, kind of extracting that tribal knowledge, building it into agents, if you will, and then having those agents be available as subject matter experts to the people on the shop floor. Very practical approach. And our future vision is that the two kind of merge together eventually, right? So as people upgrade their machinery and equipment and stuff, they can start becoming more IoT enabled. They can think about it in terms of longer term vision, capital heavy projects, implement AI for those type of solutions. But at the same time, over that period of time, they can get almost immediate benefit from an approachable AI approach, which you can have up and running in 3 to 6 weeks and have something that's
Wow.
very useful on your shop floor.
Yeah. I mean, and so obviously, biggest problem in manufacturing right now is the aging out workforce, right?
Right.
That's taking all that tribal knowledge with them, and so this actually plugs that gap uh, in a pretty fantastic way.
That's exactly right. That's what got us thinking about it. Um, there's a lot of studies out there that you can find. Do a quick internet search or even use ChatGPT to do a search or Google it, and you'll find out that people are predicting within the next 5 to 10 years there's going to be 3 million plus manufacturing jobs going unfulfilled because of the aging out of the workforce. And then, we've spent the last 25, 30 years convincing our kids that manufacturing is not the place you want to be,
Mm,
that it's, dirty and old school and all this stuff. And so I'm guilty of it myself, even growing up in manufacturing. We didn't really encourage our kids and our young people to go into manufacturing. So we've got this huge gap. And as these retirees, if you think about the baby boomers, they're all kind of attriting out, and they're taking all that tribal knowledge with them. So the idea, we started thinking about it, and we said, because we're seeing that in our clients, and so we started thinking about and saying, how do we capture that tribal knowledge? How do we extract it? How do we put it in digitize it, and then put it into an AI agent, and really train that AI agent up on that tribal knowledge so that they can then have access to that pretty much 24/7 when those people go out the door. Eventually, it should
yeah,
all catch up, right? Because we see this renewed focus on
sure.
manufacturing. We see um, the current administration wanting to bring manufacturing back and make it a strategic advantage. So there's a lot of tailwinds that are building momentum around manufacturing again in the U.S. and having it be strategic and critical for the economy. And we'll definitely see that build up, but there's going to be this gap of the next 10 to 15 years where um, lots of tribal knowledge going out the door, nobody backfilling with that kind of knowledge. And so if we can capture it, make it available to people coming in, there's a lot of value in that.
Got it. And your traditional part of your business, the FTE factory advising side,
Mhm.
um, generally you were helping larger organizations with stuff like that, right? In their large factories, and this
Right.
approachable AI. The cool thing is that again, everybody's having this problem, right? The 10-person manufacturing plant just
Yes.
down the road, Fred is retiring, or Fred's going to retire in the next 5-10 years, whatever it is. This is a great way to get that information
Right.
captured and everything like that to help the next gen keep the things going, modernize the organizations. And so that actually can apply to a small organization like that. And it's not just approachable from that it's easy to use. It's actually very inexpensive as well.
Inexpensive and practical, right? It's very practical and pragmatic. So you're absolutely right. In fact, we believe that those smaller factories actually will benefit more from it because if you think about a very large organization, right, a global manufacturing organization, they can pull people from around different plants, different parts of the country. They'll
Sure.
even bring them in to help out on launching new product or um, issues that they might be having. um, where smaller organizations, they just don't have that bandwidth, and they have nobody that they have one or two plants. They can't draw on that from and pull people in from other parts of the organization.
Yeah.
So gathering that tribal knowledge up, putting it in digital form, building an agent, you're basically getting a customized consultant in this agent, right, sitting on a laptop on your shop
Yeah.
floor.
That's great.
And so Yeah, we do a lot of work. We bring those factory experts, those subject matter experts in. Our company's really been growing by the fact that that same gap is happening. So there's less experienced subject matter experts within manufacturing, but a lot of the individuals that are retiring, they want to get out of the day-to-day grind, but they don't really want to, run off and play golf all day. And
Hmm.
so we have this large contingent of subject matter experts that we call it our global advisory network, that are independent contractors, if you will, that work with us, and we put teams together to bring that subject matter expert into, and they only want to work, 10 days a month kind of thing.
Hmm.
Kind of a part-time gig, and they want to work on things that they really enjoyed working on, in many cases when they were younger in their careers, when they were, before they became C-suite managers or executives. They were engineers, and they were, shop floor operators, and they like that work, and they like coaching and mentoring younger people. And so big clients, we can go in and help them with all of that, but we found that we were underserving the smaller clients because of the cost implications of that, and their small scope and size of the projects. And so this approachable AI really helps with that. And our belief is it can really be a game changer and kind of a superpower for them as well.
So I would say if you're in manufacturing, whether large company or small company, give John a call, see how they might be able to help. It might be the first step into AI that someone could have, and certainly you've been through all of the kind of the bumps and bruises of getting started with AI in manufacturing. So
Yeah.
people can probably learn a lot from you without having to trip on themselves there. So if they
Right.
want to get in touch with you, what's the best first step?
Certainly, our I think our website will be available right at the end of this, and you
Yeah,
can
I'll make sure that we have your contact
sure,
information
you can tap into that, my
right here.
contact information. You can call me directly if you want, or shoot me an email, and we can set up a quick call just to talk about what you're doing. I'm more than happy to talk to people too, and not as a sales or business development necessarily, but if they just want to understand kind of what we've been through, how we've implemented AI in our own business, and what some of the trials and tribulations around that have been, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with folks as well.
Great. Yeah, and I can attest to that. I mean, John's a great business visionary, and he's always willing to give his time to anybody that asks. So,
Yeah.
so thanks, John. I'll make sure that everybody has this, and onward and upward to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.